come along. Big Buddy, who also usually races right up on the speed. He's got a centre stall. And the locally trained, the Card Players, will be the last one to get ready once they get Big Buddy up into his stall. So the starters headed around to the stand for the Chris Bye Plate, 1200 metres here at benchmark 70 level. First leg of the quaddie today. Big Buddy's just about in his stall now. He's moved in by the looks of it, so the Card Players comes up into that outside gate for Jake Noonan. He's had a good day so far with a winner and a couple of placings. And they are set to go. Already. Signal, and they're away. Canny Essent just fair into stride. Big Buddy got a good jump along with Shavuma. They're travelling forward. Just Got Lucky he's going to settle down on their immediate inside about third. And then Canny Essent and the Card Players. Orient Line drifted back to last and Soulfire just ahead of him. So it's Big Buddy who's just got his head in front at the moment from Shavuma wider out and Just Got Lucky back closer to the fence. About a length away in fourth is the Card Players and then Soulfire. Canny Essent second is in fourth place, and wider on the track there is starting to press forward the Card Players, then followed by Soulfire, and last of all is Orient Line. So down to the home turn, it's Big Buddy and neck in front from Shavuma. In third position, Just Got Lucky. Canny Essent trying to edge into a 3 wide position. Card Players 4 out, and then Orient Line as they swing into the straight. Big Buddy now being pressured by Shavuma, and his Canny Essent letting go now. He's got a good turn of foot. He rushed up and he quickly goes to a narrow lead from Shavuma. Just Got the Card Players. Canny Essent has to find a bit more, but he does so. He's drawn a half in front. Shavuma's really making a race of it, but Canny Essent has the measure, and Canny Essent won it by a half length on Shavuma, with the Card Players finishing a length away in third. Orient Line in fourth place, ahead of Just Got Lucky and Soulfire, and Big Buddy weakened out today and was last in.
Well, the margin will only be around half a length, but the favourite was never going to get beaten in the first leg of the quaddie. Canny Essent, $1.60, confidently handled by Mark Zara, and goes home to score. First start for the Lindsay Park team, carried 60 kilos and has got home from Shavuma. The second favourite with the Card Players, the local, running a big race at a big price, $26. It will fill third position. 1, 3, 5 and 2, the numbers on the first leg of the quaddie here at Ballarat.
Well, Shavuma certainly made him earn it, had that edge in race fitness and really made Canny Essent work to get the victory. But he's a class horse. He has a great first up record. He trialled as good as you're likely going to see a horse trial, and he runs up to it with a comfortable victory here, first up from a spell for Mark Zara and the new stable, David, Ben Hayes and Tom Davenig. Shavuma's going really well. He's run well there. The Card Players has run a good race at big odds to grab third, and Orient Line runs on late to get fourth. 1, 3, 5 and 2. 3/4 of a length by a length. The margins not as comfortable perhaps as those that took the $1.60 would have liked, but he always looked to have the race in his keeping. Maybe peaked on the race on the run a little late. At about the 100-metre mark, it looked like he might go on and win by 2 or 3 lengths, but it doesn't matter. He's still 1 3/4 by a length. 1:12.42 the winning time, and Bruno Rouge Soray will probably be a little relieved to see Canny Essent get that win today.
He'll be relieved. He'll be happy. They kept him honest, but he was just too good.
Yeah, he just a very businessman-like effort. So I think he'll improve on the run. We've learned a bit more about him today, and I think he's got a lot of upside.
Is that the main idea of coming here to this race? It looked an easier option, but also with a new horse to the stable, just to learn a bit about them?
Yeah, learn a bit about them. And like, you know, he was in at the Valley on Friday, and they decided to scratch him and run him here. So just a good option for him. Lovely big track. We've learned a bit more about him, and the upside is that, you we think that he can get through to Open Company. Dave will just place him conservatively on the way through and just keep winning races and get through to Open Company.
Yeah, conservatively, but would that be somewhere in town next, whether it be midweek, Friday night, or even if the right Saturday race bobs up?
Yeah, I think you're right. Wherever the right race is, whether it's midweeker or a Friday night, the Valley or wherever. So Dave's always had an opinion of him since we've got him, that he's done everything right. And on that win, he'll learn a lot from that. We've learned a bit more about him. And yeah, look, just wherever the right race is. But yeah, whether it be midweek or a Saturday or whatever, the boys will find the right race for him going forward.
Yeah, they're doing that with a lot of the team at the moment, finding the right races. Things are going well, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that's half the art of it, isn't it? You've got to put your horse in the race that you think you can win in, and the boys they sit down once a week and go through all the noms and that, and yeah, it's paid off. So hopefully it keeps going.
Good job.
Thanks, mate.
Bruno Rousseret representing the Lindsay Park team, successful in race 5, the first leg of the quaddie, with Canny Essent, ridden to victory by Mark Zara. Those that took the $1.60 might have been hoping you would have done a little bit more comfortably than that, but it did appear that you always had the race in your keep.
Yeah, I travelled strong, and I just made sure I got in front of that one early, and I got the sort of neck on him and held away at the line. I couldn't get away from the other horse. He'd actually kicked quite strong, but first up, wet track, 1200 with 60 on his back. He's probably done a good job.
So there's a fair bit to take out of it, even though this was an easier option than they initially had planned for him at Moonee Valley the other night.
Yeah, it's good for him to get a win on the board. He hasn't won a little while, so it's good for him to get a win on the board for the Hayes camp. And like I say, just first up, I reckon he might have just needed a bit the last little bit, but I think back down in the weight's nothing great. He'll be right.
Good job.
Cheers.
Mark Zara in the winner's stall after the first leg of the quaddie, and it was a popular victory as well, guiding Canny Essent to victory, the $1.60 favourite, as we have a look at the Stewards film. Ben, it was interesting. The start probably didn't begin as well as what most might have hoped.
No, he jumps from the gate marked 5 there, and
Canny Essent just fair
wasn't brilliantly away. It wasn't overly costly that start, and he gets into a nice spot just behind Big Buddy, who settles on the outside of the leader, which early looked as though it might be Just Got Lucky, but Big Buddy comes across and he's able to take up the lead. Shavuma settles on his outside. Just Got Lucky in the box seat, and one out, one back. Really in the perfect spot, and what was a pretty moderate speed was your favourite. Canny Essent, Soul Glow back towards the tail of the field on the inside. You also had the Card Players has done a pretty good job. He's out 3 wide without any cover, and he finishes off pretty strongly. He obviously likes these conditions. And behind them, you have Orient Line, who finishes off powerfully as he tends to do without winning. But from this stage, you looked, well, as soon as Mark Zara angles Canny Essent into the clear, it looked as though the race was as good as over. He quickly ranges up on the outside of Shavuma, who, credit where it's due, he really makes Canny Essent work to win this race. As soon as Canny Essent puts a neck on him, he fights back powerfully, but once Mark Zara really gets into him late, he comes away to win by 3/4 of a length on the line. Shavuma's run really well. He's not going to bump into too many Canny Essents in benchmark 70 grade around the provincial level, so he can win one next time out. And I really like the run of the Card Players there. He can drop back to a provincial 64 or benchmark 70 and prove pretty hard to beat next time out. So he might be a horse we can follow out of this race, because I thought he was good.
Interesting to note there, post-race, Brendan McCarthy walked by Bruno Rousseret and gave him a nudge, as if to say, why did you have to bring that horse here today? He thought he had found the right race for Shavuma, and it's run a very big race, but got within 3/4 of a length, but just bumped into a pretty smart one here today.
Brendan probably was wishing they ran on Friday night at Moonee Valley, because he was accepted in the second last race there, Canny Essent. But I think smartly the stables opted to scratch and run here. He'd drawn the outside there. The rail was out at Moonee Valley, and nice piece of placement. They're going pretty well, the team at Lindsay Park at the moment, and he looks to be able to win plenty more races. I think we haven't seen Canny Essent in the winner's stall for the last time.
Yep, here today, gets home, and a popular result in the first leg of the quaddie as we head to Moe for their first leg of the quaddie.